North Korea anyone.
What's up, guys? So this is our last day in New York City, and I want to continue the conversation around shooting in the rain. I mean, this is a topic that isn't really discussed too much, at least I noticed on YouTube. And I think it's very beneficial in that you guys will take away a lot from it, because it is another way of really changing the dynamic of your photos, capturing some new kind of content, and challenging yourself to really get out there and experience some, unfavorable weather conditions. But on another note, I do have a surprise for you guys. Someone came to New York City that you guys might know. Da, 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 da.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Peter?
It's proper raining right now.
It is proper raining.
Legit, I've never had to use an umbrella.
This is actually a pretty nice umbrella.
It's nice, right? I feel like a real New Yorker.
So, no, as a New Yorker, this guy only spends, 24 hours in any place that you visit?
Yeah, I'm here. I flew in last, I don't even know. I was here for 15 hours. I'm going home in 2 hours.
Yeah, Alen, I'm here. Let's go get coffee, morning, let's go.
We gotta go do shoots, so.
I haven't seen this guy in ages. And you guys haven't seen him in my videos. This is the first time.
Video?
No.
This is my first time. Thank you for having me.
So he's gonna be my model for the day, because Peter loves getting photos taken by me.
Love it.
Yeah.
They do the best on Instagram, so.
Oh, yeah,
it's true.
For the gram, anything for the gram. Actually, this is for the gram, because legit we're gonna be soaked at the end of this.
Yeah.
But first thing is coffee.
Coffee, please.
Let's go. Yeah. Aside from the fact that poor Peter's completely soaked now, I'm not mad.
Getting wrecked.
But he's a trooper, and I appreciate him not only meeting me here, but meeting me under these conditions. Now, I'm sure everyone's wondering, what is your take on rain photography?
Okay, I don't particularly like shooting in extreme elements, be it that it's mobbing down snow or rain, whatever. But I love the results you get, because no one is usually out shooting in this type of weather, and it just makes for such dramatic, story-rich photos that it makes it all worth it. So I don't like having to go through getting soaked and standing in between cars in the middle of Manhattan. But the images that you get are so much more powerful because people don't put themselves on the line to get soaked to get a photo. This guy does, and hopefully you guys will too. It just makes it that much more special. So
Yeah.
I like shooting in the rain for that reason, but it's difficult. You just gotta man up and get it done.
It's all about, yeah, you do have to man up. It's all about making those photos stand out a little bit more. I feel like it's easy to get a shot during the day when the weather is perfect.
Everyone's out in the day doing
Everyone's doing that.
Yeah.
But who's out here right now shooting in the middle of the rain? No one.
We are.
We are.
Yeah.
Here are some of the photos that we just took. We're gonna go to the next location. We've taken shelter.
Taking shelter. It's actually a monsoon. It's a straight up monsoon.
I think Peter's excited to leave.
because he's like, what does this guy make me do
I'm
now?
pumped to see the photos, but I'm glad that there are no more photos being taken.
That is true. That is true. You got to catch a flight soon, man.
Yeah, getting on a plane in 30 minutes, but, well, leaving to the airport in 30 minutes. But thanks for having me, man.
Hey, man.
That was amazing.
This is amazing. We got to do this more often.
We can hang out in our actual home.
I'm going to see, well, I can't tell them, right? No, I
Yeah,
can't.
you can tell them.
Okay. We're going to see each other in Dubai. Dubai. Can you believe it?
Oh, I've never been. So excited. And hopefully it won't be raining there.
And there's a third person that's going to be there.
A little shorter than us.
He's a little shorter than us.
A little blonder than us.
A little bit more than us. More talented than us, obviously.
Name's Maddie.
Yeah. You guys might know him.
But thank you for having me. This was great. It was great to see you. And yeah, thank you for the dope portraits.
Hey, you know
I can
what?
update my profile picture again now.
I actually was excited because I thought he was going to shoot pictures of me because I don't have any pictures of
I did
me.
like 2. Here's one of them.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, here's one.
Here's the one photo I took.
It's amazing. Look at the
Not bad,
color.
right? That's actually not a cab. That right there is this thing. Hang on, let me grab this
It's
thing.
Maori's.
That is this. This is the New York City cab you thought you saw. See? Camera magic.
This thing actually came handy for once. It's not just like a. But
should
yeah,
wear that
man.
the rest of the
I'm
day.
excited, bro. Good
Dude.
to see you, man.
Amazing. It's hugging out. Okay, gotta go to the airport.
See you guys. Peace.
Who would have expected Peter to be in New York City? I didn't expect it. I mean, when he messaged me, I was like, yeah, of course, man. I thought he was kidding, but he's here. He just left to the airport. He's messaging me right now. I think he might be missing his flight. Hopefully not, because we're both leaving today, and I don't know who else he'd hang out with. Well, I guess he has a lot of other people he can hang out with, but regardless, today's video is all about rain photography, a topic that I think is very valuable for you guys to learn from. Mainly because when I began shooting, I always tried to create those aesthetics that were a lot more moody. And in order to capture that type of aesthetic, I had to be shooting in certain weather conditions. And then sometimes these were the most unfavorable conditions, such as in rain or snowstorm and whatnot. But in doing so, it really created this unique aesthetic in my images where I was able to highlight certain colors because of the lack of light that was coming in. Say, you don't have blue skies, but you have an overcast. So texture became a very important thing for me. I started focusing on the shadows and contrast. And that process taught me how to really edit the aesthetic that I have in my photos now. It created this preset that I use very often. So rain photography allows you to really harness the ability to control the type of photos you shoot and also the way that you want to edit them. Another thing that it does is it challenges you. As a photographer or content creator, you are getting your gear exposed to a certain environment, but you're also exposing yourself in another way and challenging yourself to think outside the box. But the uniqueness in rain photography is that the most underrated or underestimated spots where you typically wouldn't shoot during a sunny blue sky day become a lot more interesting because of the way light reflects on them, the way the texture starts to appear. And these are characteristics that I look for when I'm shooting. So we were in Times Square and I was looking around all over and I started doing some panning shots of the cars going by. I got really low and I did puddle shots. But in doing so, I noticed how light was really the most important aspect there. And seeing how light reflects off of items and seeing how you can even think a little bit further outside the box and say, hey, you know what, I got the still shot, let me do something that's more in motion. And continuing the conversation around motion, if you're not doing photography and if you're doing film, rain is an incredible way to incorporate more of a cinematic feel to your video footage. It really brings things to life and it allows you to capture minute details that you typically wouldn't, like a raindrop falling on the ground, or the breath of someone breathing in because it might be a little bit more cold, or how rain hits everything and light reflects off of it. So stuff that you might not see typically unless you were shooting in an environment where you're under rain. But you have to be cognizant of the equipment that you have and you have to be very protective over it. We got our stuff very wet, but they're still working, thankfully. Right, Mari? Yours is still working? Yeah, good. And then another reason why I think rain photography is important is because it really allows you to diversify the type of content that you have. Everyone shoots, during the day, during amazing weather conditions, but when do you typically go out in really unfavorable conditions? Those are the stuff that you put in your portfolio and people are like, wow, this is different. Like, this person really put the effort in trying to capture content that is different and unique. That's why I was like to Peter, we're waking up at 6 a.m. There was no sunrise, there's rain, and he messaged me like, are you down still? I'm like, yeah. because I want to capture New York City under rain, and I want to get portraits of him that were very unique. And in order to do so, I challenged him. I was like, let's go make you feel uncomfortable. Let's put you in the middle of the street, traffic, rain, throw in under all the conditions that maybe you wouldn't typically want to shoot in, and then see what the photos look like. And I'm really happy with the way they turned out. Here's a quick slideshow of some of the photos that I've taken so far. So you'll notice that in the slideshow, I really focused on color. I really focused on the blacks and the shadows. But I also wanted to try out something different. I played around with the way that light and rays could come in, or flares and whatnot. So I did a lot of Photoshop in some of the images, but that's just another level of production that I think you need to do in post. It's valuable to not just edit and throw a filter on a photo. You should take it through different layers of editing, and Photoshop is one of those layers that really allows me to play around and add a little bit more character to the photos. I could sit down and talk to you guys for hours about rain photography and why it's valuable, but the only way that you can truly see the value in it is by going out and shooting in it. So I challenge you guys to all do that. Share your photos, tag me in them, hashtag Alen Palander. I'd love to go see what you guys are coming up with. And always like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys all next week. Peace!